Wow, Keith, what a weekend we've had so far, and it's not
Yeah.
fully even done yet. Happy Sunday, guys. Welcome to Today at the Races here. Keith,
Yeah.
stop shaking your head.
I
We
tell
got
you,
a new day
don't blame
today.
us if you're not loaded after yesterday's card. We laid it all out for you. Some big prices, so hopefully you kind of followed along. So we finally
Yeah,
kind of put it all together, and you and I teamed up in that
we
one
did.
race and
Yes.
just knocked it out of the park. The Hammy horse at $61, and the early pick four, pick threes, everything paid huge. So. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough road sometimes, but you got to keep shooting, and sooner or later you're going to hit something, and we did. So
Yes.
there you go. And you ready to wrap up this weekend? I mean, because I'm
Let's
telling you what, my brain is fried after looking at all these races.
Oh, yeah, so is
Oh,
mine. But listen,
whew.
we still have just enough left in the tank
Mm-hmm.
of brain energy here for the last day because we have 10 races to go to
Mm-hmm.
wrap up this weekend, Keith. So let's hop right to it.
Okay.
Track is fast, turf is firm. 79 overcast
Yeah.
today. So there's still I can see a bit of blue
Yeah.
through the clouds right now. I'm
Yeah,
taking a look.
It's nice. It's comfortable temp. I know we're gonna
Yeah.
get a little bit chillier this week. The leaves have just kind of. That's
Meaning
it. They are falling like
fall
crazy. I
weather?
got a lot of work to do at the house tomorrow and Tuesday, no doubt about it. But yeah, the fall is definitely set in. It looks pretty here. The backdrop at Laurel Park. So
Oh,
yeah, if
it's
you can,
gorgeous
come
here.
on out and take advantage of it. This good weather and this really good racing, good betting opportunities throughout.
It's a good scene here
Mhm.
on the Laurel lawn. Let's start this action here.
Okay.
In race number 1, obviously, of course, kicking off that early pick 5 in this claiming 16,000 for the girls 3 and up, which have never won 2, a mile and 16th on the turf. Let's
Yeah.
scratch in the 3, 11, 13, 14, 15, and 16. The 12, Bessie Blue draws in, but Keith, you have the number 6 on top. Hazelmore Beach, Phil Schoenthal, J. Ron Barbosa, really interesting effort from last time out.
Yeah, and first off, congrats to Phil for a big win up in New York the other day with
Yes.
that 2-year-old Justified filly in the Chelsea Flower. Got it done at a nice price. Living Magic. Blinker's going on. That horse is really thriving right now. I think did it on the stretch out. So congrats to the barn. They put a lot into the game. But Hazelmore Beach, yeah. Third Lasix, just been hampered. Wider trips. There's not a lot of flow in here when you're looking at just, okay, horses want to kind of go out. This one, I think, hints at having maybe just enough to get within range by the time they hit the 3/8 pole. So I'm going to key around this one. I liked Hazelmore Beach last time. I'm going to come right back with her today to make that grinding run from just off the pace. Yesterday in the opener, we saw Martina Rojas go to the front and never look back, right? Took challenge. Reveal Song, if anybody's going to kind of do it right on the front with an aggressive ride, this is the one. I used her last time at a price at 12-1. She really didn't run at all, but they went quick early. A lot slower flow today. If she's going to have any chance, I think she's going to do it up front. There's your kind of a long shot user, sing-along moves outside to inside. I like this move. Doesn't have a slew of speed, but I think you can kind of count on the rally against this group. 6-4-1-9. The 9 just kind of it reached a little too far. Back in the correct condition today. I think Peacefire is definitely a user here at 8-1 on the morning line.
Keith Useless top selection currently at this moment. Your Lukewarm 5-2
Yeah.
favorite in race number 1. Race number 2, of course, Keith, you hit
Yeah.
the pick 4 yesterday.
Yeah, it might start snowing out here.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, 2-3 to get you going.
Jeez.
Too deep. Neolithica, first to arrive is going to be a very short price for the Russell Barn. Race 3, too deep again with the 7 and 10. Shasta Star tries to remain perfect on the turf. Race 4, 1A, 5, 7, 8. And race 5, 3 deep, 5, 6, and 8. Rocket Ruthie, I definitely like a little bit in there. No doubt we've got a stat for that Trumbetta runner. There you go, $24.
And there we have it.
Mm-hmm.
Starts off in this maiden claiming 20,000. 5.5 on the dirt for the straight 2-year-old fillies. Keith, you have the number 3 on top. First to arrive, you're even money on the morning line for Brittany and Sheldon Russell.
Yeah, I just think the stumble last time really cost her a lot. Aggressive move when she does this drop maiden special to maiden claimers with the 2-year-olds on the dirt. 5 for 16 the last couple of years. That's a 31% strike rate. So going to be tough. I think has shown the ability to lay closer. I think will do so with a better break and kind of grind this field down. Neolithica, intrigues me a little bit. Off the ease comment, a little reach off of that try. two back at Pimlico on a sloppy sealed surface. I'm hoping this isn't just an off-track kind of a horse, but I think she's better than what she showed last time. She even ran pretty well two back with some early trouble to make that good middle move. 7, Shocking Facts. Lasix off because of the race at Charlestown. You can run with it up there, but the blinkers go on. Kind of that chase and stay mode for me here. Awfully short price, though, on first to arrive. Don't listen. That second place finisher last out came back to run, I think, decent third. Or, you know, no. Take that back.
Okay.
Don't listen ran a 41 and third in a maiden special weight race.
There we go.
Yeah, so that's it. Or maybe it was Princess Blaine. I can't even read my writing. I just know out of a fairly key race. And, you know, the half-brother also galloped Thursday on a switch.
There we have
to
it.
The dirt. That was the Schoenthal horse at 12-1 that got it done on the front. Yep.
Absolutely. Keith Fustel, 3275 there in race number 2. Race number 3 is a starter optional claiming 20,000. 6 furlongs on the turf for the girls 3 and up. Scratching the 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's go ahead and talk about your number 7 in your top selection in Feathers for David Jacobson, J. Ron Barbosa.
Well, all eyes are going to be on the 10 Shasta Star. We're going to have a video in a second, but Feathers is interesting. Some really big back figs. Was actually fourth, a close fourth in a grade 1 on the go back, but off some time has kind of progressed. Second out, really won easily at a mile. I think the 6 furlong distance here will still work because that horse was under a rating hold early when making that move. And they had this horse entered in an A other than in New York that was scratched off the turf. They're going to opt here. So I'm thinking they think, okay, she's in that good of a form. They're going to come right back here in the starter and might be a major danger to Shasta Star. Let's take a look at this 10, man. She's been unreal. 8 for 8 lifetime on the turf. And with the lack of real true speed in here, I think even from this outer post, we'll have no issue getting into a stalking position. Now, she does pick up 7 pounds from last time out, but, man, she just can get into position. She rates beautifully, and when you ask, she responds. So she wins here just under a steady hand ride by 4. She's the one to beat at an awfully short price. If you're looking for maybe a little bit more value underneath than the exactas, and tries, I'd go inside to the 1, Hitch a Ride, who kind of lost all chance when bounced around and forced well off the pace in that bigger field. Last time out finished up well. I think the extra 16th is okay. And Golden Can. We're talking about this outermost turf course, 87 feet. For that rail setting, speed has been pretty good. I think it's go time for Golden Can from the inside, and she can give a little bit of fight here going 3/4.
All right, there we have it. 7, 10, 1, 2 for Keith Fustel in race number 3. Race number 4 is claiming 25,000, which have never won 2, going 5.5 on the dirt for the girls 3 and up. Scratching the 1, Tipsy Girl. Scratching the 2, Say No More. Now this leaves the 1A an uncoupled entry and Ratified. Will be breaking out of the outside 9 post 4, Jamie Ness, Jamie Rodriguez.
Yeah, this is just another one of those little scrambles. We got some tough ones today, as we've had for a while here. You look at Lovely Liza. She kind of was claimed, just didn't run good. Then they dropped the horse a touch, a little trouble. The blinkers go on. Now we're going back up in class. Okay, I can see her maybe on her just off the lead. I can see. Devil Pays in Gold. The 7 looks like a horse that's cycling back maybe into form. A good effort with some trouble on the turf. But I go outside here with the 1A Ratified. Second off the claim for Ness. And I really like the way she settled in from behind horses around the turn. She shifted out and really rolled it. And I'm talking when she went through the wire and continued on the 16th after the wire, really, really good energy. Here for the 2 in life for 25. Ness, a little stat, last 3 years on the dirt, 5 for 15, 33%, 8 for 15 in the money. Second off the claim following a maiden score. This one's in good form, needs a little flow, but I think a stalk and pounce kind of trip. She improves just a little bit. She can beat this group.
Okay, there we have it. 1A 758 for Keith Fustel in race number 4. Race number 5 starts the Rainbow Pick 6. Let's take a super quick look at my ticket. 2-6 right here in race number 5 in that maiden opener. Race number 6, I go 3 deep with the 1, 5, and 9. The 5, you and I both go with Charming Way in the 5 in that race. Race number 7, take a super stab at the number 7 as a single. Serious Light coming down from those Saratoga and Churchill races for Dennis Manning. Interesting. Daniel Centeno comes in for today, gives us a nice little visit on a couple interesting horses overall. But today, race number 8, 4, and and 7. Circle P Frosty the Giant. We'll have some stuff on Frosty P or Circle P later on in the video. Race number 9, I go 3 deep with the 5, 7, 9. Circle home. Actually, Chicken Parm is my top selection, of course.
Chicken Parm.
Chicken Parm. We're getting that breeze. It's starting to get a little bit cool. Chicken Parm, great option for dinner tonight. Race number 10, 167. They're in that maiden claiming 45, giving you a $21.60 ticket. Starts in this maiden claiming 20,000. A mile and 16th on the turf for the girls 3 and up. Scratch the 1, 4, 13, 14, 15, and 16. The 11 and the 12 do draw in and run. Keith, you have the number 8 on top. This is a horse in the barn of Michael Trombetta. You have a nice stat on Michael.
Well, we know he's been on it right now the last couple weeks. Turf runner's running well. We've called him a couple times. You're looking at this filly, some okay tries, a little improvement last time. This maiden special weight, the maiden claiming move, it'll pick her head up, I believe. Trombetta the last 3 years on the turf for this move, 31% with an ROI of 672. Blinkers went on last time, and I think, talking about Chicken Parm, stalk that one, much quicker flow and just a slight fade. The flow won't be as demanding today, and I think we'll just go ahead and carry it. A forward trip on or just off the pace for Rocket Ruthie in here. Trombetta, I think, gets it done. Second Blinkers. The 5, Catch the Kitten, I think is, you're looking at a price here, 12-1 on the morning line. Why not? Steve and Kyle, when they hit, they'll hit for a little bit of a price. This one ran very well last time. Caught wide, a little flattening out, slight drop here. I think this is another one that can get position and stay with a rider like Barbosa. Opinionated, Billy Humphrey. We saw Tim Woolley get it done yesterday. What a great finish that was with Christopher. Just getting up at the wire. But this one, too, just, a little bit of a reach after, an encouraging try. Doesn't have a lot of speed. This could be the downfall for her because I don't know how much of a setup she might get because I think she's going to need a little help, but definitely on the improve for Barton. I think brings a kick here through the stretch. So there you go, 8, 5, 6, 9.
And as we go on to race number 6, we will be right back to race number 6 right after this commercial break for Sunday's card.
Thoroughbred Racing is taking vital steps to make our sports safer. These include the use of independent veterinarians, strict anti-doping and medication controls, and a single national authority empowered to create uniform standards and enforce reforms. With each step, more data is gathered, accountability demanded, and progress made as safety takes the lead. Visit ntra.com/safety for more.
And we're back here in this allowance for the girls 3 and up, which have never 1, 2, going a mile on the dirt for the girls 3 and up. Scratching the 6, Western Lane. Keith, this also starts the late pick 5, and of course we have a carryover in that jackpot super high 5, just a touch over $5,000. We'll get things rocking and rolling with that about a touch after 3 o'clock. But let's get back to this allowance for the girls 3 and up. A mile on the dirt, scratch in the 6. Keith, you have the number 5 on top, as well as I do, in Charming Way. Let's go ahead and take a look back at that last effort going 7 furlongs.
Yeah, and out of a fairly key race. Charming Way, thought she might follow through a little bit stronger. Now she's kind of ramps it up here, giving very hard chase past the 5:16. She stays on, actually cuts the margin a couple lengths through that final furlong. But this winner was really, really sharp. Mama's Cheese Wish that day for Rob. That one came back. Northern Glow, a third-place finisher, a 71. Fifth-place finisher out of that race, you see down on the inside, was Freccia D'Argento, who pulled an upset yesterday. So I'm keying on those rivals. I'm keying on second off the claim. She beat the boys 2 races back. It's a really tough race to kind of wrap your head around. I mean, this is a tough one, but I think that's a little bit of a freshening, some forward works moving in. I like her positional speed in here out at the mile. She's been good at this distance before. Hey, if we can get 9 to 2-4, I like that for this Nest runner. I go inside a little bit. You got some real question marks with the 1 and the 7, the horses I used underneath. Because if they jump up and look like they've got some talent, they could be really, really tough to beat. And the 1, you're looking bottom side. This one's never tried the dirt, but bottom side. The mare won twice on the dirt. Second dam was all dirt. Barn Change, certainly capable with Delacour, scares me a little bit.
Yep.
And Apropos, Lasix goes on, second off of a break.
Yep.
It certainly should be able to handle the distance, has positional speed, and I think will stay around in here. Long shot, maybe the 8. Too many kisses. She might just be a one-run sprinter. I'm not so sure. But they took the Lasix off. She tried the boys 2 races back, no good, but overcame a lot of adversity when breaking that maiden. I know one thing. She's going to settle. She's going to be saving ground with boys. She might be able to bring it. When you just look at that breeding, I know this is kid is still having fun. I think the mile just might work. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll find out in race number 6. Let's go ahead to race number 7 as Keith Fusel goes 5-1, 7-8 in race number 5. But the 6, but the 7 is a maiden special weight 5.5 on the turf for the girls 3, 4, and 5. Scratching the 1, 13, 14, and 15. Keith, you have the number 8 on top. This is starters orders in the barn of Shug McGahee. Forrest Boyce, pretty much set in stone from there. Needs to come back from that Pimlico effort.
You know what? You look at the first 2 and 12-1. The first thing I saw was 12-1 Boyce and McGahee, and that's where she should be lined. Absolutely, spot on. And but I'm thinking, I said, you know what? He did this move back at Pimlico, I believe, or it might have been here with Windsor Park. Windsor Park had 2 kind of dull efforts, similar styles, turned back in distance and ran big right behind Tidewater. This might work again. And you look at it, the stat was good. I thought I put it down, but it's a small sample, but a high percentage with a really good ROI. So I like this move. The bottom side, some really good horses. Half to Nathan Detroit, who did most of his best work going longer, but was certainly capable. I think this one's a sneaky value shot here in the 7th to make a run from off the pace. I like the 5 as well. Bay Street. Bay Street, we have video of its most recent, well, it was the only try, the debut try. Broke from the far outside. The 11 horse this afternoon, August the 12th, hopped in the air a little bit of the break. Okay, so you give up a touch there.
Yep.
And I want to get your thoughts
Especially going short.
on this horse in the last kind of like 1/8 of a mile. She ends up, Rodriguez kind of puts her in a position around the turn, then works outward top of the stretch. But it looks to me like she's just a touch green this last 1/8 of a mile. And you see who's running third, Ban on a Run, who's come back to run a couple great races, recently sold for $330,000.
Yes.
But there he kind of drops her in.
She's just following other horses, Keith.
Yeah, but then I watched this gallop out, and I know I should have kept it on. She zips up in the next 16th of a mile, like the light bulb went on.
Sure.
And she just went up there and called him. So I'm keying off of those horses, Little Josie Wales, Ban on a Run. I think Bay Street will benefit. Katie also, year after year, has been pretty good with those second career starters. The 2, Little Baby Girl, goes outside, inside. That's the move we always talk about. Blinkers went on. It was a major improvement. Don't like the fact, you see the short comment, switch leads twice to the stretch. Once she got the second time, she kept running and gained the place in there. I think she'll get very good position. This is kind of a wide open race. Sirius Light, your top selection. Dennis Manning, I think it's the same Dennis Manning. Done a ton of damage when I was up in Jersey back in the day. Let's hear your thoughts on this runner.
Really, this one is coming off of some decent efforts. I think just immediately they went to go try the dirt for the first time out because you just have to do that with your starter campaigners. But immediately switch on to the Saratoga runs. Decent enough fields. I think those horses are running in some starter allowances and allowance level types, which transfers very well to here. And on top of that, you see a little bit of different versatility going on within that. But this is going to be one that's going to be benefiting from this extra distance going to the second mile. And this at the 5.5, that's always the angle that I'm going to take, and that's the way I take it here today.
I like it too, and I always go back to those horses that run a pretty solid number, especially a filly that ran like a 60 as a 2-year-old on the turf early in the career. That's a good number. You got to hopefully project a little improvement for that one today. So there you go. That's a 7. That's a tough one. Okay.
There we have it. 85211 for Keith Fusel there in the 7th. Race number 8 is an allowance optional claiming 62.5, going 7 furlongs on the dirt for the straight 2-year-old. Scratch the 1-8 War Master, which leaves Speediness as an uncoupled entry. We'll get to Speediness in a second, but let's talk about our shared top selection in Circle P for Flint State's Ricky Chappie. Let's take a look and rewind. Last time they were here at Laurel.
Well, I tell you what, big field, 12-horse field, outside draw. 7-1, ran okay. A willing effort behind a Parks runner at Penn in debut. And this one just blistered this field. 3 wide move. You see me put down the eager comment. That means go back and watch the finish, the final eighth of a mile, because they were running, and this one was. This is, he wasn't even really asked and set down till about the 3/16 spot. I like the way this one draws off through the final furlong. Right back, 7/8 of a mile with that kind of run.
Right.
Certainly looks like it's well within scope, so I come right back with Circle P. I did like the 1A War Master, but it's going to be scratched.
Same.
I'll go foolproof. Overland trip, kept wide. The comment eased is much better than that. Ran very well when the blinkers went on 2 back. Came out of a pretty good race at Colonial in debut as well. I think this one is going to be forward and stay around. You're looking at the 5. Bourbon Aficionado, just, maybe a touch of a reach here. I'm not sure. McLean Robertson, turf to dirt move after a maiden win. He's 2 for 8, 4 for 8 over the last few years. And this is from the family of Taco Supreme, Artful Splatter, Renaissance Rosie, all very good dirt horses. So I don't know if I dismiss this one out of your exactas, tries, and supers.
I like that. As Keith goes 4-8-5-1 there in race number 8. Race number 9 is an allowance, restricted allowance here, a mile on the turf for the girls, 3 and up. Scratching the 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. The 11 stays in. Let's talk about your top selection. In the number 3, she is Whiskey. Brittany Russell, Angel Cruz, they teamed up for a win together, I believe, on the turf earlier this weekend.
Yeah. Mr. Sheldon goes to the 7 Chicken Parm.
Sure.
You're single, right? Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Which you don't even know. That horse went to the front, went quick, and kept going. Was really game to the wire. May not even necessarily need to lead. So, but I'm going to keep her into the mix, no doubt about it.
Sure.
But I think this is another one of these wide open turf races we have at Laurel Park. So I'm seeking value. She is Whiskey. Is freshened up. Has gotten through the state bred A other than, as has my other selection, Circle Home. Similar running styles. They key up against the right kind. Naval Empire has come back to run big. So I think this one, with a little bit of a break, I see Downtown Katy. Why not at that kind of a price for that kind of a barn? We'll take a shot. She is Whiskey. Might need a little help, but there is some flow in here. Cut from Class. Litrus. Chicken Parm. I thought Tracy Flick was going to be in there. But I think it's going to be okay enough that we've got to warrants a shot here at the big price, as does Circle Home. We've got video of this one doing very well right now from Miguel Vera and Dark Hollow Farm. This is a good field. I thought this was a pretty good state bred A other than field. Life, Love, and Laughter. Money's Worth in there. That was the Grand Motion trying to take them coast to coast. Naval Empire, there you go. And that key rival again. But just moving up, and up with the form. I was questioning, was she a one-run sprint? No. She is sustaining runs. Karamanos getting along with her beautifully, shifts out and just gives a determined run through the last eighth of a mile to get it done. So Circle Home did get some quick fractions in there to enhance that run, but hey, you're going to give me double digits on these barns, I'm going to take a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. There we have it. So you go with Circle Home. You also go with the number 9 underneath UNs.
Yep.
You have to include UNs. Running well, just kind of getting just the worst of luck right at the last bit of it for every race. And of course we discussed Chicken Parm, but that's how Keith Fustel goes.
Yeah, this is kind of like that race yesterday.
Where we were similar?
No, we had all 4.
Yeah.
That was the Hammy race that paid $61. Try paid Super was $2,000. Everything else. So it might be a little. Here we go again. Just box them, because we said that's the one thing we always say on this show, especially for my picks. First move, box the 4. If you did, you were rewarded very well. So here we go. Let's go to the 10th. And
We're trying for you guys here.
Okay.
Let's wrap up this weekend of racing with this finale here in race number 10. This is a maiden claiming 45, going a mile on the dirt for the straight 2-year-olds. No scratches in this race. Let's discuss your top selection in Passion. For Justin Nixon, Charlie Marquez got a nice win yesterday with a little bit of a price. Let's see what he can do for us today in this finale.
Yeah, you've got reported first-time gelding here. That could be the trick, in for the tag of 45. I tell you, I kind of like the horses that he's run against. That Patriot Spirit looked like it was going to be any kind. Come back, run okay. Linzer, Horses that have come back and run big numbers. Classic Joke out of that race at Colonial. Stepped slow 5 wide and churned on. Then, got that stamina build up. Back to the dirt, 1-turn mile with really good positional speed that I think he's going to be able to use to his advantage and bring a finish is going to work. I know the stats are a little bit lacking, turf to dirt and all of that. But this family, bottom side is Route. Coldemus Prime, who won, I think, up to 1 mile and 5/16 in Panama, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And who won a lot of money, like over 600,000 or something
Okay.
like that. So take a little shot with our man Justin Nixon, and then we can go kind of blare some of the cult or something on the radio when we're rolling out of here after we got the money. So
All right.
I think we share a lot of same musical taste, so that's good.
Love
so
it.
anyhow, we've got video involving, I think, 3 of these runners off of that race on October the 13th. So we'll take a look at that. Glass of Courage, that's the gray. Breaks a step slow in debut for Phil Capuano. Took a lot of play, was well meant, and really ran well. So they're going to go through the stretch here. We've got Notion of Love's in the mix. The 6th this particular day, battling and dueling, was caught 5 wide early. Glass of Courage makes that move in between. But unfortunately, locked up for life behind him is Bryson's Option. Has run, and that's it. A little bump there past the 3/16 to the 8th pole. Absolutely nowhere to go. But I tell you, the other horses all ran well. Glass of Courage, dead game, as was Notion of Love, held in there very well. Bryson's down inside and still trying. So
Still trying.
it's hard
Yeah.
to separate those 3. You would say maybe the worst trips were the one, Bryson's Option and the 6th Glass of Courage. But you have to take into account Notion of Love was caught like 5 wide and a little rank early. So
Yeah.
they're really close. I'll take the new shooter here and the 9 Passion to wrap it up on this Sunday card. And a really great week of racing at Laurel Park.
It's been phenomenal here. It's been phenomenal. It's been fun. We've had prices giving to you guys,
Yep.
so we're trying to give you a couple of more value plays underneath, and let's discuss those.
Okay.
Let's start off with your best bet here
Okay.
in race 8, number 4, Circle P for Flint and Ricardo Chappie.
Yeah, like I say, just took to this track beautifully last time out. It was a big field.
Yep.
Moved way up, much more professional in that second out. I think just drew off nicely at 6 furlongs. Plenty left in the tank. That extra furlong, it won't be any hindrance for Circle P today.
And let's talk about your 2 value plays in the same race, in race number 9, our feature race of the day to wrap up this weekend of racing. And She Is Whiskey for Brittany Russell and Angel Cruz, 20-1, and then Circle Home Horacio Caramanos with Miguel Vera, I believe 15-1.
Yeah, and these are 2 horses that you have in the mix as well.
Yep.
So I give them both shots. If that half-mile time goes up there 47 and change, I'm going to be licking my chops because I think both of these are going to be rolling from the quarter pole home. So when you've got, Barnes, certainly very capable Barnes going off at double-digit odds, it's when you've got to step in. These horses are holding very good form right now. She Is Whiskey a little freshened, but I think it's going to be to her advantage today. So key around these 2, top and bottom, in your exactas, and I think you might get rewarded. Yep.
Of course, keep a sharp eye out for that first Bet Breeders' Cup wagering guide. We will be giving you some tips on our selections for the upcoming weekend over in Santa Anita. But Keith, we will see you Thursday for the morning show for next week of racing. And we are going to go see Dave Rodman right now for some more changes and scratches.
All right, good luck.